Hey, Cowboys Nation! Welcome to your ultimate destination for all things Dallas Cowboys. From the latest news, game analyses, rumors to deep dives into player performances and strategies, we've got you covered. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a play. Let's dive into everything you need to know about America's team. The rumor that keeps buzzing behind the scenes sounds almost unreal. And that is exactly why it has taken over every serious football conversation lately. Because people around the league are whispering that the Dallas Cowboys might be eyeing a defensive transformation that feels like a rewind to the moment Micah Parsons first exploded onto the scene. The name being passed around in low voices is Dallas Turner. And just saying out loud already creates that spark of imagination because fans instantly start picturing a defender who plays with violence, speed, and that relentless hunger that changes the tone of an entire unit. The chatter suggests that the Cowboys front office is fascinated by the idea of bringing in a linebacker who carries that Alabama pedigree. A player molded in pressure, shaped by elite competition, and trusted in big moments. People close to the situation say the Cowboys are not simply looking for depth or rotation, but for an identity piece, someone who walks into the locker room and commands attention without saying a word. In this speculative narrative, Turner represents more than talent. He represents a message. And that message would be loud and clear across the league that Dallas is once again obsessed with defense and dominance. What makes this rumor grow legs is the way Turner's profile fits perfectly into the mythology the Cowboys love to build around their stars. Because he's not just an athlete, he is a story. Coming from a powerhouse college program, earning top defensive honors, and thriving under constant national scrutiny, Turner feels like someone who has already lived the life Dallas demands. Sources close to the speculation hint that Cowboy scouts have been quietly enamored with his ability to attack gaps, read offenses, and explode into plays before quarterbacks even finish their drop. In these whispers, Turner is described as a chess piece. Someone defensive coordinators dream about because he allows creativity, deception, and controlled chaos. The idea floating around is not necessarily about replacing anyone, but about pairing energy with energy, creating a duo, or even a trio that offenses would fear. When fans hear this rumor, they immediately start imagining highlight reels, sacks that shift momentum, and defensive stands that electrify the stadium. And that emotional reaction is exactly why this talk refuses to die down. The comparison to Micah Parsons keeps coming up in these conversations, not because Turner is being asked to be a copy, but because the impact could feel similarly shocking. Parsons arrived and instantly changed expectations. And the rumors suggest Dallas believes Turner could deliver that same jolt, that same sense of inevitability when the defense takes the field. People inside league circles say the Cowboys crave that feeling again, the feeling of having a defender who forces game plans to change before kickoff. Turner's versatility is often highlighted in these speculative discussions with talk about how he can rush the passer, drop into coverage, and still punish runners with authority. The Cowboys have always loved defenders who blur traditional roles, and Turner's profile fits that philosophy beautifully. Even without official confirmation, the excitement feels real because it taps into Dallas tradition, where defense is not just about stopping opponents, but about imposing will and creating moments fans remember for decades. Another layer of this rumor that keeps fans glued is the belief that Dallas sees Turner as a long-term investment rather than a short-term splash. The speculation paints a picture of a front office thinking about legacy, about building a defensive core that can stay together and grow. Turner's reputation as a disciplined worker and a leader adds fuel to that fire because the Cowboys have often talked about culture as much as talent. In whispered conversations, people describe Turner as someone who studies relentlessly, prepares obsessively, and plays with an edge that teammates feed off. That kind of presence is priceless, especially in a locker room filled with stars and expectations. The rumors suggest Dallas believes Turner could arrive not as a quiet newcomer, but as a tone setter, someone who elevates practices, meetings, and ultimately performances. Fans listening to these stories cannot help but lean in because it feels like the kind of move that signals belief in winning now and later. There's also the fascinating angle of how Turner's name itself seems destined for Dallas headlines, which might sound silly, but branding matters in a market like this. People love narratives, and the idea of Dallas Turner wearing a Cowboys star almost feels scripted. The rumor mill suggests marketing departments would explode with possibilities, but more importantly, the player himself would thrive under that spotlight. Turner has already proven comfortable being watched, analyzed, and critiqued, which is essential in a city where every play is dissected endlessly. In these speculative talks, insiders say the Cowboys want players who embrace that pressure instead of shrinking from it. Turner's past suggests he welcomes it, feeds on it, and uses it as motivation. That personality fit is part of why this rumor feels sticky, because it is not just about scheme or contracts, but about mentality and alignment with the franchise's identity. As the whispers continue, fans are left connecting dots, replaying college highlights, and imagining defensive formations that feel almost unfair. The idea of Turner joining the Cowboys is not being presented as a done deal, but as a possibility that makes too much sense to ignore. Every rumor thrives on plausibility, and this one has it in abundance. Dallas needs impact defenders. Turner wants to prove himself at the highest level, and the league loves dramatic moves that shift power balances. Until something concrete happens, this speculation will keep growing, fueled by excitement, hope, and that familiar Cowboys belief that the next big defensive star is always just one bold decision away. As this rumor continues to swirl, another layer of intrigue emerges around what Dallas Turner could symbolize for the Cowboys beyond pure football mechanics. Because this feels like a philosophical move as much as a roster adjustment. The speculation suggests that Dallas might be signaling a renewed commitment to defensive aggression. A return to the days when opponents dreaded facing the Cowboys not because of star quarterbacks, but because of relentless defenders who made every snap uncomfortable. Turner's reputation as a disruptive force aligns perfectly with that vision, and insiders whisper that coaches have already imagined how his skill set could unlock new defensive packages. In these imagined scenarios, Turner is not boxed into one role, but unleashed, moving across the front, attacking weaknesses, and forcing offenses into mistakes. This is the kind of player who turns third downs into psychological battles. And the Cowboys are rumored to crave exactly that edge. Fans hearing this cannot help but feel that familiar rush, the feeling that something big could be brewing beneath the surface. What really keeps this speculation alive is how Turner's collegiate journey is framed in these conversations, because it reads like a blueprint for success at the professional level. Competing against elite talent, carrying leadership responsibilities, and earning recognition as one of the top defenders in the nation are all points that get repeated over and over in whispered discussions. The Cowboys, according to these rumors, believe that players forged in that environment transition smoother and faster, especially when expectations are sky-high. Turner's ability to handle pressure is seen as a major selling point because Dallas is not a place for gradual adjustment periods. The speculation paints Turner as someone who could step in and immediately command respect both from teammates and opponents. That kind of immediate impact is rare, and it is exactly why this rumor feels dangerous for rival teams who are watching from afar. Another angle being quietly discussed is how Turner could benefit from the Cowboys ecosystem itself. Surrounded by established stars and a passionate fan base that amplifies energy. The rumor suggests that Dallas believes this environment could elevate Turner even further, pushing him to unlock levels of performance that casual fans have not yet seen. When defenders feed off crowd noise, confidence, and belief, they often play faster and freer. And the Cowboys know this well. In speculative conversations, people imagine Turner thriving under the bright lights, turning big moments into personal statements. The idea is not that Dallas would save Turner, but that Turner and Dallas would amplify each other, creating a feedback loop of intensity and expectation. That symbiotic vision is what makes this rumor feel less like fantasy and more like calculated dreaming. There's also talk about how bringing in Turner could reshape the Cowboys' defensive hierarchy in subtle but powerful ways. Speculation hints that competition would intensify, practices would become sharper, and complacency would have no place. Turner's arrival, if it ever happens, is imagined as a catalyst, someone whose presence forces everyone else to raise their standard. Coaches love that dynamic, and the rumors suggest Dallas leadership is keenly aware of it. When teams talk about culture, this is what they mean, and Turner's reputation fits that mold. Fans listening to these rumors start envisioning a defense that swarms, communicates, and attacks with unity. And that image alone is enough to keep hope alive. Even without confirmation, the thought of such a transformation fuels endless debate and excitement. Financial and logistical questions naturally hover in the background. But interestingly, the rumor mill downplays those concerns, focusing instead on desire and fit. The speculation implies that when teams truly want a player, paths have a way of opening. Negotiations find solutions, and obstacles become challenges rather than roadblocks. Turner's potential fit in Dallas is described as too clean, too obvious to dismiss lightly. This does not mean a move is guaranteed, but it does suggest serious internal discussion. Fans dissect every interview, every offhand comment, searching for clues because that is what big rumors inspire. The Cowboys have a history of bold decisions, and Turner's name being linked to them taps directly into that legacy of dramatic headline-grabbing moves. As the story continues to evolve in the shadows, one thing is clear. The idea of Dallas Turner becoming the next offensive star in a Cowboys uniform has already captured imaginations. Whether this rumor becomes reality or fades into off-season folklore, it speaks volumes about the hunger for defensive dominance in Dallas. Turner represents potential, promise, and the thrill of the unknown. And that combination is irresistible to fans who live for speculation. Until clarity arrives. This rumor will keep circulating, growing with every retelling, because it offers something fans crave deeply. The hope of witnessing the birth of another defensive force who could redefine what Cowboys football looks like for years to come. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. The rumor does not slow down. It actually gains new colors as people start to imagine the emotional ripple effect inside the Cowboys locker room if Dallas Turner were to arrive. In speculative conversations, insiders describe a scenario where veteran defenders immediately recognize the seriousness of the move, understanding that this would not be about hype, but about accountability. Turner is imagined walking into meetings with quiet confidence, absorbing schemes quickly, and then translating theory into violent, decisive action on the field. That kind of presence often changes how a defense carries itself from warm-ups to film sessions. The Cowboys are rumored to believe that energy is contagious and that one hyper-competitive defender can elevate an entire unit's mindset. Fans latch on to this idea because it feels familiar, echoing past eras when Dallas defenses played with swagger and purpose. The speculation suggests that Turner would not need to be vocal to be influential because effort speaks louder than words. Every sprint, every collision, every reaction would set a standard. That vision is powerful and it keeps this rumor alive, circulating through fan bases and analyst circles alike. Another fascinating layer of speculation centers on how Turner's adaptability could give the Cowboys flexibility that few teams possess. The rumor mill highlights his ability to line up in multiple spots, disguising intentions and forcing offenses to hesitate. That hesitation is everything at the professional level. And Dallas is believed to crave defenders who create confusion before the snap even happens. In these imagined scenarios, coordinators would design looks that bait quarterbacks into mistakes, using Turner as the centerpiece of controlled unpredictability. This is not just about sacks or tackles, but about influence, about dictating terms. The Cowboys have long valued defenders who can think the game as fast as they play it. And Turner's football intelligence is often emphasized in these whispers. Fans start to picture defenses that feel alive, constantly shifting and adapting, never static. That idea alone fuels endless conversation because it represents evolution rather than repetition. Even if nothing materializes, the fact that Turner fits so cleanly into this vision makes the rumors stubbornly persistent. As the speculation stretches on, it becomes clear that this story is about more than a single player. It is about belief. The belief that the Cowboys are always one bold move away from redefining themselves. And the belief that Dallas Turner could be that move. Rumors thrive on emotion, and this one taps into hope, nostalgia, and ambition all at once. fans imagine future moments where a defensive stand changes momentum. With the crowd roars because a play was not just successful, but symbolic. Turner is cast in these imagined moments as a spark, someone who embodies the franchise's hunger to be feared again. Whether this ever becomes reality is almost secondary because the conversation itself reveals something important. It shows that Dallas fans and observers are craving a new defensive identity, and Turner's name has become shorthand for that dream. Until certainty replaces speculation, this rumor will continue to live, grow, and evolve, fueled by imagination and the endless desire for greatness. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.